Welcome to the Doctor of Digital podcast. You've managed to reach the Tunesmith headquarters. There's the bell. So we're going to be talking about YouTube. YouTube on a podcast? I could have sworn one was a visual medium, YouTube, and one is an audio medium, podcasting. Contraire, listeners. So got a lot of good information there for you, so stick around, and that's what I'm going to be describing in this particular episode. You know, if you are a business leader, a CEO, marketing manager, and you want to grow your business with social audio, then you found the right podcast, because that's what I'm talking about. And, you know, if you want to benefit from information now, so you can take advantage in the future, you've come to the right place. Now, also, if you go through the entire episode, listen to the very end, I've got a complimentary offer for you, so stick around to the very end. It will be worth your while. So, in terms of YouTube, now we got some recent research that I've been covering in some of these episodes, and I want to talk to you about because I get a lot of questions on this. YouTube is a big surprise starting from last year. So a lot of people are of the opinion that podcasts should be on a podcast platform, and YouTube should have content made specifically for it. Well, starting last year, this was wrong. People use YouTube to listen to podcasts. This year, 91% of the top 100 shows have YouTube channels. This is a slight increase over last year's 88%. And because I was so surprised by the stats last year, I want to dive a bit deeper into what podcasters are doing with their channels. The first thing to note is that 7 of the channels look to be abandoned. Now that just goes to show you that maintaining multiple channels is a challenge even for the most popular among us. Secondly, 34% of the channels I looked at were network channels or used to promote multiple podcasts and then often other content. Finally, there were 22 shows with YouTube channels that were not placing full episodes on them. Plus, the 7 abandoned channels and 9 not on the platform at all means that I'm looking at a total of 62 shows using YouTube for podcast episodes. So, within these, what format are podcasts taking on YouTube for this year? Most of those, 37, have live action episodes, full recordings of their episodes on the channel. A lot of people consider this when they're starting out, but there are some good reasons not to, even though it's a popular choice. Looking and sounding good on video is a different skill set than sounding great in audio, and it can be often easier to get guests to commit to audio only, rather than having to dress and otherwise prepare for a video. I know this because years ago in radio broadcasting, people said, you've got a face for radio. Okay, thank you. The editing is also less expensive when you're only dealing with sound, so you want to think about what are your possibilities here, what are your options. You can be like the 18 shows who use a still image or audiogram style video with the audio overlaid on a graphic for the channel. This is a great way to serve listeners who use YouTube for their media without hiking your production costs up to the ultimate sky level limit. So if production time and investment isn't an issue, however, you can make like the 6 shows who create very highly produced videos with intros, segments, and high quality post-production treatments. Okay. Finally, 8 shows used a variety of formats, which is a nice way to test out different options and see what works best for your audience and for your team. While there's nothing stopping you from only using YouTube for your podcast, like 13% of the channels I looked at, but if you're going to be using the platform, it makes sense to add more. There are basically limitless options for what to put on your YouTube channel, and some of the most popular options were news and commentary about what is going on in your particular industry, bonus material, or supplemental podcast content. This is a great way to drive your podcast listeners to your YouTube channel and grow your audience there. You can also have more directly teaching or an educational style content and, of course, promote your products and services. One thing to keep in mind is the power of YouTube channels for organizing your content and creating a convenient experience for your viewers there. Channels are categories of content that creators can make on their channel, organizing all episodes or all reviews or all highlights into a single playlist that will make it easy for people to navigate. 86% of the YouTube channels we looked at use this functionality, and you should too. A quick note about the popularity of the top show's YouTube channel traction. There were some absolutely massive channels, but there were also many that seemed to be at the beginning of their YouTube journeys. While many channels have subscribers and average video views numbering in the hundreds of thousands, there were those with significantly less. If you haven't started, now is a very good time, even if you're just getting into the habit of uploading episodes to the platform, to establish a library. So I'm getting about to the end of this particular episode, but keep in mind to subscribe, like, and review. Another topic is social media. I'm going to do another episode on that, and that also is a very popular area, and including YouTube, so you want to check that one out as well. Well, if you've gotten to the end of the episode, I did promise you would get qualified for a complimentary value, so a $4.99 value, a complimentary website analysis. So if you've ever wondered, how come my competitor gets all the sales and leads that I would like? Get in touch with me. I can tell you why, because we'll look at some data and we can analyze that for you. So complimentary website analysis versus your competitors. Need to get hold of me? Great, 619-389-3036. That is 3636, or Mick, as in Jagger, except he makes a lot more money. Mick.Smith@WSI World. We simplify the internet, WSIWorld.com. That's it for this particular episode. There's the bell. Until next time, Deus Volt.